multiple regression, not simple regression, using the Excel data analysis, right? So here is the data, right? You see the data. All right. So data analysis. You select the symbol. You select the regression, right? Okay. Y, that is the outcome variable. That is the dependent variable. It should be GPA. X. Okay. Let's select on of the independent variable beer, sleep, and coffee, right? Label, right? Let's say that's it, right? Let's say how it works. Yeah, so it shows the regression output like this. All right. So there were 3 tables here. Your job is to interpret the meaning of each of the 3 tables. The first table, regression statistics, show how strong the model fit. Okay, now they say the model fit, right? When the R square value, right, is close to 1. Okay, remember the previous step, you just calculate the coefficient of correlation, số tương quan. But this step, right, running the software, it showed the R square. Okay, so it means that the R square, right, never negative, right? It just above 0, positive. And the value of R square close to 1, right? It means that the model is very, very fit. Okay. So that's one, right? We have the sample size or the observation number 15. The second table is analysis of variance. Basically, we want to know if one of the independent variables as an overall have an impact on the GPA or not. All right. Had an impact on the GPA or not. So they use the F test. You see the F test here. So far, okay, I didn't ask you to calculate each of the parameter, each of the statistics here. For example, how to calculate SS, how to calculate MS, okay, how to calculate the F. So far today, I just want you to know how to interpret the ANOVA statistics. Okay, so look at the significant F here, make it in numbers. All right, so very, very small, right? Tiny, almost 0. So you remember, right? If the p-value is less than 5%, right, we cannot reject. Sorry, if the p-value is 5%, less than 5%, we reject, right, the null hypothesis. So in this case, in which case we reject the null hypothesis that all of the independent hypotheses are equal to 0, right? Equal to 0. We reject that, right? All of the independent variable have a no overall impact on the GPA. No, we don't agree. Okay, so they, as a whole, right, these independent variable, beer, sleep, and coffee have an overall impact on the GPA. Right. So the general meaning of ANOVA table. The third table is the regression table, right? It's great, right? So in the first column, you see the intercept that is the constant, and the beer and the sleep and the coffee, they are the independent variable, and coefficient of regression coefficient, right? Minus is mean that the more beer, the less GPA. Sleep, positive coefficient, right? The more sleep, the higher GPA. Coffee, negative. The more coffee, right? The less GPA. Standard error, you can use the previous formula to calculate the standard error of each coefficient. Mean, right? Coefficient mean. We call that even though even though we return the coefficient value here, but there must be some standard error of the mean coefficient. T start, right? And T start, okay. If you refer to the formula, you also calculate T start. But for today, right, I don't want to ask you, right, to calculate the T statistics now. Today, I just want you to know how to interpret the p-value of the regression. It's very, very important. Method number 2, right? Method number 2, right, to make decision. Okay, too easy to make it in number, right? So p-value in number, you see, very, very small, right? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, forget about intercept, right? Look at beer, the impact of beer on the GPA. Beer on GPA. P-value less than 5%, it means that we cannot reject the null hypothesis. Sorry, p-value less than 5%, we reject the null hypothesis that beer have no influence on GPA. Okay, so in other words, beer has the positive, beer has a negative influence on GPA. Why negative? Because we look at the negative side of coefficient here, right? Beer has the negative impact, right, on GPA. Sleep, what about sleep? P-value also less than 4%. Sleep has the positive impact on GPA because coefficient level of beer of sleep is positive, right? Coffee has a negative impact on GPA because the p-value is less than 5% and the coefficient side is negative. All right, so today just look right for the p-value and know how to interpret, right, the regression statistics like this. So in summary, okay, you can use any software, right, to run the regression after you already finished the after you have finished the correlation table and R-square for model fits and ANOVA, right? Yes, so the regression output, right, show you how strong each of the how strongly each of the independent variables impact on the GPA, right? So you can make a decision by looking at the p-value. So if the p-value is less than 5%, you can say that the impact is significant. Okay, for example, beer, p-value is less than 5%, the impact of beer on the GPA is significant. All right, of course, you also use the method number 1, look at the statistics, right, and compare with the lower and upper bound of the confidence interval. But the best way, the quickest way, the most convenient way is use the method number 2, p-value. All right, and compare the calculated p-value with the 5%. All right. Yes. So back to my PowerPoint, right? How I can show you, right? Yes. So I just show you. All right. Okay. It's more explanation, right? Right, in this slide, I just ask you to focus on the p-value, okay, to make decision. The p-values show very low readings below 5%, so it shows no challenge to the hypothesis that 3 IVs do greatly affect GPA. You can go ahead and read a little bit more, right? Okay. You can draw the line actually, right? So let's see. You can draw the line. Okay, so I will show you how to draw the line. Okay. Let's say you would like to draw the line between the sleep and GPA, right? Because you're interested in know how sleep influence the GPA. So this is not multiple regression. This is the simple regression because there's only one independent variable. Okay, and let's say you want to draw the line, okay, the line fits like this one. Okay, do it again. Data. So you select the data analysis. Okay, regression. GPA dependent the same, but for the simple regression, you just select the sleep as independent variable, right? And then you select the line fit plot, right? Line fit plot, okay. Yes, so it show you the plot here, show you the data points, and also show you, right, the model fit parameters like R square, because the R square value for the relationship between sleep and GPA is less than 0.5. So this relationship actually not strong, right? We know that value of 1 is the strongest, but the R square in this relationship is just 0.47. It's not strong, less than average. Another table, right? We look at the significant F value here, right? Less than 5%. So it looked like sleep has the impact on the GPA. Now regression table, the value, p-value of the sleep, right? Also less than 5%. So sleep has the positive impact on the GPA, right? The more sleep, the high GPA. Okay, how to draw the line? So you just right click on this one and I remember there's a line curve. Oh, looks strange.